straight. We want to wait till all those judges are focused on us. Pick a spot on the wall straight behind them. Walk in a straight line to them. Trot away in a straight line. If our horse's legs aren't as straight as we might like them to be, as the horse ahead of you is trotting away and the judges are watching him, close the distance a step or two. Okay? Now, stand out there, Mike. Okay, let's pretend the horse is walking to you now, trotting away, you're watching it track away. If I close the distance this much, he has less chance to see what my horse's legs are doing. Now, the judge ain't going to let you be, he isn't going to turn around, and if you're here, he's going to tell you to get back. It's not cheating if you don't get caught. Whoa. If my horse's front legs, and this horse doesn't have bad front legs, but if he did, as he will go ahead and watch that other horse turn away, I'm going to take a step or two, and I might be angled a little bit away. So now when he turns around, I'm between him and the horse, and I walk up, toe deep or not, you know we already have. Same thing behind. I'm going to shorten my trip. If the horse is a little funky behind, I'm going to trot, and I'm going to turn left sooner than later. Okay? Now, unless there's a pylon, AMHR, a lot of times there's a pylon. You have to trot to that pylon and then turn around. Okay? Again, limit your exposure on negativity. Make sense? Okay? I was really proud when I came over here and watched everybody lined up. Not a single one of you guys, and I applaud you because this never happened. Not a single person here, when they were showing their horse and I was the judge, as I got turned around from looking at the last horse, did not one of you introduce yourself to me like this. Okay? That's not a good way for most of us to introduce ourselves to someone. Most.
Were you looking at me?
Yeah, you. Mike has done a good job, or somebody has done a good job with Mike's horse at teaching it to set off the lead. I tell my amateurs all the time, I would rather have your horse 80% set up and showing when the judge got there than you to introduce you and your horse to the judge in this position. Okay? And that happens a lot. As a judge, I get introduced to people that way all the time. Ladies, if you're going to introduce yourself to me in that position, when you are spending the time, the effort, and the money that you spent in picking out your outfit, in the mirror as you're buying it, bend over and make sure nothing sticks out you don't want sticking out. I'm looking at you again. Ladies buy beautiful outfits. And then when they bend over, there's a gap this high between their coat and their pants. Okay? If you go buy you a wife beater t-shirt and put it on underneath all that beauty, I'll see a nice white t-shirt there. I won't see Spring Break 1985 or whatever it is I'm seeing.
So we should put a note, hello, Judge?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I mean, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Why would you be?
Okay, because you're not a MIDI person. It's legal in our association to hand set their feet.
Oh.
So a lot of people set miniatures' feet, including me, because it is legal. And if I have a foot that does something funny, because it's legal, I'll hand set that foot in place so that I can make it as perfect as I can possibly make it. Okay? So if there's 10 horses and you got time, go ahead and hand set your horse. Don't have a problem in the world with that. Just make sure when the judge gets there that you're not bent over doing it. Or here's what happens more often than not. You get set up and you're all ready and you get excited and the judge is coming and I'm excited, the judge is coming and I'm excited, and the horse picks up on He goes, what's going on? Again, if that happens, as a judge, I would rather see that and show me than you trying to fumble around getting your horse set. Make sense to everybody? Show your horse. Every opportunity you have, show your horse. Now, the judge is there and you're showing your horse and he takes a step. Okay, he took a step. Okay, now he's underneath himself and he doesn't look very good. Fix it as quickly as possible and go back. As a judge, I don't mind you taking a second and fixing him, but get back to showing. And if you looked at, if he did this, if all he did is split his rear feet, I don't mind that at all. Our rule book says you can do that, it can be shown that way. Keep showing him. Don't think you need it perfect. Okay?
What about the back feet?
The back feet's what I'm talking about. The rule book says that we can show our horses split.
Right.
He split a little bit. As a judge, I want to see the horse. That split back foot doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. Okay? At the judges seminar this year, there was a 2-hour conversation about square and, well, there's 2 terms in our rule book, and I got to remember which. There's square and there's not stretched, and they're 2 different things. Square is that all 4 feet are directly under the horse, and mainly we're talking about the rear end from the point of their buttock to their hock to their ankle to the ground is a straight line. Not many miniature horses can make that. Not stretched means that from their hock to their ankle to the ground is in a straight line, and that can be behind their buttock. When they measure, they have to be square. When we show them, they're not stretched. So when you show a horse the proper position for him to be in is his back leg. Michael, you hold him just a second for me so I can see. Okay, right now, his ankle to his hock is perpendicular to the ground, but it's behind this line. And if you let him go forward any, then he becomes stretched. You see now where his ankle's out further than his hock? In our rule book, there's 2 different places. It talks about measuring, they got to be square. Well, that means they want this to be as close. They want this point to be in a line. Not stretched means they want this point and this point to be in a line. And that they're both different. Under most miniatures, they're different. Okay? That makes sense to everyone?
So you want your hind cannon perpendicular,
Right, to the ground.
no this.
You don't want it leaning forward. Okay? Now, what he's doing right now is not the end of the world. It's when they get, we don't have the Shetland out here. That horse, when he shows, I'm going to bet, because the Shetlands as they go tend to get this. Okay?
Yes.
All right.